So, this is confusing, but I went ahead and threw like 30 bucks in there. So, these people, I haven't done a background check on them, but these people, I had like $1 just to see what happens, or maybe a couple bucks. What the heck? That's not what I wanted. I might have to enter my password again. Yep, hang on, I'm gonna pause this. Okay, I'm back. So, oh, what happened? I don't know how I got there. There we go. So, their share price is $1.75. It's up right now, which is good. It's down from where I bought it, I think. And maybe, I don't know. It says I'm up by 6 cents. Oh, but my total return, oh, that's for the day. My total return is negative 43 cents. So I went ahead and threw in another 30 bucks or 17 shares because it wouldn't let me do 30 bucks. And actually what I was gonna do was $31 because the dividend yield here says it's 31.25, but that's not the yield, that's the dividend. The yield is like 445%. Now I'm gonna have to do some homework on these guys because their stock split June 8th, and it looks like I bought my stock, my first $1 stock, right after that. But if we go over here and look at this, there it is. Their earnings per share is in the negative. So the question is, how are they able to pay us $31 a share if they're losing money? So this would normally be a red flag. But if you're getting 400% return on your investment, you're going to get all of your money back in the first quarter. So after that, who cares? You know, it's like, let's see what happens. And then if you get all of your money back again the second quarter, well, put it back in, because it's free money. See what happens. You know, if you quadruple that or double that or whatever, get all your money back the next quarter, maybe keep half of it and throw the other half back in, see what happens. You know, and then you're making money at that point. So it's risky for the first quarter, but after that, you're like making bank. So what I'm doing now, right now, with the exception of these higher ones and the red flag ones, like this one is a red flag, I have to do some homework on this before I would say whether or not it's not a red flag. But right now, just looking at it on the surface, it looks like a red flag. But, you know, like I said, if you're willing to gamble 30 bucks or whatever you can afford to lose, throw it in, see what happens for the first quarter. If you get your money back, boom. But anyways, what I've been doing lately is matching dollar for percentage. So like say, I've been putting in all the dividend stocks. If it only pays 1%, I'll put in $1. And if it pays 2%, I'll put in $2. And then every time, and that's when I do the initial buy. Then every time I get my dividend payment, you know, it may only be 1 cent or 5 cents or 10 cents. But I'll go look at the yield, and whatever the percentage is, if it's 15%, then I'll throw in 15 bucks. So the higher yielding stuff, I'll put in more because I'll get more return on my investment and I'll get my money back quicker. But then I can take that money, that extra money that I made in the short term, because the higher yielding dividend stocks are higher risk, right? So those are more short-term investments. So what I'm planning on doing is just matching the yield and the dollar amount. So like if I had 450 bucks or $445 to throw at this company, I'd throw it in. And then when I got my $445 back in the next quarter, if I did, then I would turn around and either reinvest part of that or take that money and reinvest it into other dividend stocks. So instead of using my money, I would use the money that I made from this to invest in other stocks that pay a lower dividend, pay a lower yield, but are more stable companies. So, for example, maybe the first time I get the check, so say it pays $445 the first quarter because I put in $445 and it's making I wouldn't pay that, it'd pay a little bit more than that. So let's just say I was paying a 400% yield and I threw in 400, I'd make 100% return on my investment the first quarter. So I'd turn around and throw it back in. But if I put in 445 and I'm making 445 return on my investment, I'd make closer to 500 that first quarter. So I'd take the 400, put it back in, take the 100 and put it towards other safer investments. So then the next quarter I'd make $1,000 maybe. So then I'd put in another $445 or whatever the percentage is on the yield, and then take the difference and reinvest that into other stocks that are more stable. And so then that way I'm making money, but I'm reinvesting that money into more stable long-term stocks. I've been watching also, I've been researching other videos and other investors who are investing more into long-term stocks. So I'm making a list of more long-term stock investments. So, like I said, these higher yield ones, I wouldn't shy away from them. Some investors say don't put too much money into, or don't risk these higher yield investments. But with this one being in a negative, I would say be careful. But like ZIM, where they're not in a negative and PBR where they got the government backing them, so your money's safe or safer. Invest in those higher yields stocks, maybe short term, maybe long term, maybe both, but take that dividend return, but don't reinvest the whole thing, just reinvest part of it and then take the difference and invest it into the longer term stuff. So I've been making some lists. Here's some lists. One guy, he's basically setting up his retirement fund, and these are the things that he's got money in. McDonald's, they've been around since I was born, so they'll probably still be around for a long time. I'd say Taco Bell also, because, you know, this is a conspiracy theory, but I forgot the name of the movie now, but it had Sylvester Stallone in it, and it was talking about how there was a collapse and there was a battle between the restaurants, and the only one that survived was Taco Bell, and it was the #1 restaurant. So they may be projecting or telegraphing something for the future. Taco Bell, the owners of Taco Bell own not McDonald's, they own Pizza Hut, and they own KFC, and who knows who else they own. So they may be in with the New World Order, and they may be, basically telegraphing that they're going to have a monopoly, in the restaurant business, or at least one of the monopolies. So that might be a sound investment for the future. Microsoft, he's New World Order. Actually, no, he sold out. Somebody else owns Microsoft now. Pfizer is New World Order, so maybe invest in some Pfizer stock. I mean, I preach against Pfizer and all that garbage, but people don't listen to me, right? So I've been saying for years, I need to start putting my money in the places that I keep telling people not to do. And in that way, when people don't listen to me, it's a win-win for me, because I'll still make some money, right? So it's like, if they do listen to me, I won't make money, but we'll live in a more free country or world. If they don't listen to me, well, then I'll make money off the stupid people, right? So the sheeple. But I would rather them listen to me and I not make money and we live in a freer country or world, rather than them not listen to me and I just make money off the New World Order. So, but people are dumb, a lot of people. I mean, there's only like a handful of people that will actually watch this and actually apply it, and I'm not saying I'm a guru and I know everything about whatever, but I'm researching other people who are doing this. And what I've learned over the years is, if you want to be successful, you want to follow other people who are being successful in the field that you want to be successful. So it's like, if you want a successful marriage, you don't listen to somebody who's not got a successful marriage. You listen to somebody who does. If you want to be a successful investor, don't listen to somebody who's broke, like me. I'm not broke, but I'm mildly successful. I'm not making 6 figures yet, but I'm just shy of that, right? And so now I'm trying to make money on my money, so it's like, work hard, invest my money into dividend stocks, take that money from the dividend stocks and invest in my business or whatever I want to do, so I'm not having to be a slave to the system. And then I can reinvest into me, my brain, my education, my business, and then I can use my dividends that I'm making off of other successful business owners to help me be more successful in my business. Or as that one guy says, don't go out and start your own business. Find someone else who already has a business and help them be more successful. Because we already have too many small businesses. We need to start collaborating and teaming up together to help one another. Teamwork makes the dream work. So go out and find another business that's already either mildly successful or struggling, somebody that you know or think you can help complement, help them grow their business and become a business partner with them, which is what I'm going to be doing next month, and then, you know, help them grow their business and become a successful business together. I already have a couple side hustles that I'm going to be relaunching and taking to the next level, and those are just going to be my side hustles. But for the most part, I'm going to be a right-hand man to one of my business associates, and hopefully we'll make some money. So hopefully I can get off the road. I won't have to drive truck anymore, and I can work for myself, or, you know, work for her, or as a business partner, VP type to her, because her husband or boyfriend would be more like a business partner, and I'd be more like a VP. So anyway, so if it works out, great. If not, well, I can always go back to trucking as a fallback, and I'll just keep dumping money into my dividend stocks, which I'm going to do anyways. Just keep dumping money, all my excess. I'm going to live as poor as possible and just keep dumping money into my dividend stocks and try to hopefully maybe one day live off of that. But I get bored easy, right? I got to be doing stuff. I can't. It's like one guy says, what am I going to do? Retire and play golf for the rest of my life? That's boring, you know? So I'll probably never retire, but I'll semi-retire and do what I want to do instead of being a slave to the system. So anyway, these are some long-term investments. The ones with stars next to them are the ones that are the better long-term investments, so maybe put more money in those. Abbv is a company that I actually haul a byproduct for. So they actually is, I put a star next to them because I like them. I'm not sure how good of an investment it actually is, but I'm going to look more into Abbv, and because basically, I forgot what they produce, but it's like a vitamin something or other, and the byproduct of what they make goes into biofuel. So that's another good thing. You know, they're producing, they're contributing to green energy. So yeah, so I'm going to start looking more into Abbv as well, because they might be a good investment, a good long-term investment. And even if they're not a great long-term investment, you know, they're giving back, or, you know, they're being more earth friendly, and, you know, doing the green energy, or helping out with the green energy. So that's cool, because that's what I do right now. I haul ingredients for either animal feed or biofuel. 99% of what I haul is for that. Occasionally I'll do some food grade stuff, but most of the time, I say probably 95% of the time, it's animal feed or biofuel ingredients, and then the other 5% is food grade for humans, and we got separate traders for that. But anyways, Yeah. O is a REIT, and I put a star next to that because it's probably the third best REIT to put your money in. So yeah. And then these up here are the ones that the minority mindset guy talked about. And the ones with the stars next to him are the ones that he said he has his money in. And I saw another video where he said he's not allowed to give financial advice, and that's why he's not giving us advice. But he's, so basically wherever he says he has his money, I'm gonna put a star next to it. Because if he's willing to put his money there, put his money where his mouth is, then it's probably a good investment. So anything he talks about, I'll put it on a list, and then anything he says he has his money in, I'll put a star next to it, and I'll start looking more into it myself. Teaching my brother, my father, and my mother, and my new potential girlfriend this stuff. So between the 5 of us, I'll be learning more and potentially making some better videos in the future. And then, like I said, I'm studying other gurus like the minority mindset guy and a couple other ones. But I'm focusing on dividends. I have made some money on day trading, but I also lost some money on day trading. But I fell in love with dividends when I discovered them. Started doing research on dividends, and then I started finding some other people to learn from for dividends. Now, the minority mindset guy, I've been following him for a while, but not like religiously until lately. After I discovered dividends, and then he mentioned dividends and how he loves dividends, and now I love dividends, I'm like following him more because he's a dividend lover just like me. So, and he's a straight shooter. He's also a conspiracy theorist, or conspiracy realist, as I would like to call it, because I look into the conspiracy theories and pick them apart, because you got the controlled opposition who will send you down the wrong rabbit holes, and there's a bunch of bullcrap out there, even on the right side. There's a bunch of bullcrap on the left and a bunch of bullcrap on the right, and we got to filter it all out. They want to keep us confused and brainwashed and distracted. So I will pick apart a lot of these conspiracy theories and try to determine whether or not they're real or not. And the minority mindset guy seems to be the same kind of guy. And he's helping us, warning us on how to invest and save our money so that we don't get caught in the traps. Because he even admits that the system is rigged and it's built in, and it's designed and built against us. They want to brainwash us to be good slaves, good consumers. They want to keep us broke and dependent. So my goal, along with the minority mindset guy, I forgot his name, his goal is to help unbrainwash people and help them be financially secure and stable. But I got other things that I do too. This is kind of like a non-profit thing for me. Do some other freedom fighter non-profit things like girlsforgenderequality.com. Not gender equity, but gender equality. And then I also have my scrap freedom fighter stuff. And then I also have free food and medicine, which is teaching people about natural health, food that grows in the wild. Like right now I'm driving by looking at the elderberries growing wild. Those are really good for you. and it looks like they're about to go to seed, which is great. Go out and find some wild elderberries and transplant them to your land if you can. Asparagus, you can find that in the wild. I found some in my small town. I plan on going and digging that up and transplanting that to my land. I've got wild cucumbers growing on my land. I've got wild passion fruit growing on my land. You know, it's like this one guy said, I think he goes by the gangster gardener, and he says growing your own food is like printing your own money. So another way you can be financially free is start growing your own food. And if you're busy, start with low maintenance food. That's what I'm doing. I'm just growing low maintenance stuff. Google low maintenance crops and just grow those. And then whatever you have extra that you don't need, that you don't use, you can pickle, you can, you can sell, you can donate, whatever the case is, you know. Some of it's food, some of it's medicine, you know, some of it's both. Most of it's both, actually. But like pokeweed, for example, you can eat the pokeweed. You got to be really careful how you prepare it, because it can be toxic. But then the pokeberries, you can eat them raw, and they're a medicine. The pokeweed is a food if you prepare it properly, and the pokeberries is a medicine if you consume it properly. You can't chew the seeds. I swallow the seeds all the time, and I'm perfectly fine. But if you chew them, the seeds are poisonous. So, but our bodies won't digest the seeds if we don't chew them. It'll just go right through. So that's why I don't worry about the seeds. I just break the skin of the berry with my tongue, and you know, basically savor the flavor. It's not a great flavor, but it's not a bad flavor. It's kind of a weird bitter flavor, but it's good, especially once you get used to it. My goats love it, and it's a good medicine. So just don't chew the seeds. Just break the berry with your tongue and swallow it whole, and you'll get the nutritional value. Or, you know, you can swish it around in your mouth and spit the seeds out, and they'll regrow somewhere else, or wherever you spit them, they'll regrow. So that's the other thing you can do too, and in that way you're reseeding them. But that's just an example of something that's more of a medicine than it is a food. But even hemlock is used as a medicine, even though it's poisonous. You don't want to eat it. It's very, 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 very poisonous. But in small, minute doses, it can be a medicine. But you have to be very, 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 very careful with it. You know, golden seal is a medicine, but you got to be careful with it too. You want to take it only 2 weeks in a row and stop, you know, for a week or two, and then you can start taking it again. But yeah, you know, you gotta give your body a break from it. Otherwise, it can be toxic, because it cleans your system out too good. And you don't want to flush all your nutrients out. You only want to flush out the toxins. And if you take too much golden seal, it'll flush out the nutrients. First, it'll flush out the toxin, and then it'll start flushing out your nutrients. So you don't want to take too much of that. So yeah, free food and medicine. So that's one of my things that I do that gives back. You can go to freefoodandmedicine.org for that. Scrap.com. girlsforgenderequality.com, and I don't have a domain name for this yet, but I'm just putting the stuff on YouTube as I learn. But anyways, these are some good long-term investments. BHAG, I forgot what that meant. But it's a slang slogan for something. I'll have to look it up again. But anyways, it's not actually a stock or anything. But yeah, McDonald's, Caterpillar, Starbucks, all these companies are decent long-term investments. And like I said, Abbv, I put a star next to that because I want to look more into it. I think it might be a good investment, better long-term investment maybe. And then the other three, SCHD, and EPD, are the ones that this guy that I got this information from thought were better long-term investments. And then up here, I should put 2 stars next to SCHD because the minority mindset guy also thought that was a better investment, or one of the best investments. So we'll say that's one of the best. Put your money there first, and then start putting your money in the other ones as well. As far as long-term investments. So there you go. Going back over here. Like I said, I only threw in 30. Okay, here it is. I only threw in like 30 bucks, but because I didn't have $445 to throw in there, and it's kind of risky. So we'll see what my 30 bucks does, and I'll let you know. But yeah, I've been putting money into every dividend stock I can find, just a couple bucks, and I've been pretty much getting paid every day. I didn't get paid today. Oh no, I did. I got paid from SCHD. It was only like 9 cents or something, but I got paid. So I threw some money in that as well. I think they only pay 4%, so I threw in another $4 in there. But that's a long-term investment. Maybe I should throw more in, but I think their stock was up, so I only put $4 in. But if their stock was down, I would have put $10 in, if that makes sense. Because it's one of my #1 investments that for long term. Now, I probably should have put $100 in there because it's one of the best long-term investments. But I don't have that kind of money to just throw in there right now. Pitching pennies right now. But I don't want to stop investing. Even though I'm getting off the road, I'm not going to have this, dependable paycheck. I don't want to stop putting money into my dividends. So I'm putting less in, but I'm not stopping, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Like I said, this one's a risk, but I should get all my money back on the next quarter, and then it won't be a risk anymore. So we'll see what happens. Alright, party on. Oh, one more thing. So I've been getting paid every day. It may only be a couple cents every day, but the more I keep putting money in, it'll build up, and it'll be a couple dollars every day, and then it'll be a few dollars every day. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, bye.